I'm like, yeah, let me get a tarot reading. And literally when she flipped the cards, I was like, oh my God, dude. And like, there's some people that don't really believe in tarot, but I believe in it all. Like, I believe in everything, which is crazy. Like, the only thing that I don't really believe in is reincarnation. But then I always like, there's this chick that I still love, and I feel like I met her in a like I literally said it in the song, like I feel I met you in a past life. You know, I really feel like we've done this dance already. You know, in some sort of variation. So maybe it's just like you're like two souls or shout out two souls, but two spirits, two flames. I don't think we're twin flames, but it's just kind of like I feel like the deja vu or the fucking I've been here before, or you know, like when I was in Cancun or Chichen Itza and fucking I was there, I felt like this is home. Like I literally feel my ancestors and all that. Like this is where, like this is home. Like this don't really feel, even though this kind of technically still is Mexico, like just not on paper and shit. Like this is where like the top of Mexico was type shit.
Mash Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of Getting the Fucking Mic Stand Together. It's the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Sir Bavelli back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 outside, right? And we got a lot to talk about. Man. First and foremost, bro, rest in peace to Kai. If anyone who doesn't know Brownsville Kai, he is a legend in the underground realm. He is like one of the most amazing, prolific underground. I hate when people say he's underground. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? He was one of the greatest writers, like definitely like Pulitzer Prize winning writers of like all time to me. There's just like a lot of shit. I feel like I put the game too fucking great. It's just interrupting my fucking flowers for one of the greatest. All right, cool. One of the greatest artists of all time, Kai. He passed away mid-October, and fuck, I don't have today's mathematics just thinking about that. I'm like so burnt out with like just shit today, like, and just life right now, because I'm fucking just, I feel like all I'm ever doing, bro, is driving and working. That's all I fucking feel like I ever do. I spend like 3 hours on the road, like 8 hours working every day on my, so it's just like, it takes a toll. It really does take a toll on you. And for me personally, bro, it's really something else to just be doing this shit all day, every day. And then on my off days, don't feel like off days, because I had to handle a bunch of shit yesterday. I had to get the car for a fucking oil change. I feel like I get an oil change for the car like every month, you know, because I drive so fucking far from work. So I'm just going to detour from car so I could just, you know, tell y'all how I've been feeling, bro. I just really feel like burnt out today. I'm going to drop a single. I was supposed to drop the single yesterday, but then I had Pomona Loud. So it's just a whole bunch of shit that's going on in my life. And I really, I'm like strongly considering taking a break from just maybe not music, but the podcast. Because I'm like clipped up and, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot of handle with my work and everything like that. But going back to Kai, one of the greatest artists of all time. He has like prolific albums. I haven't listened to like an album of his since I want to say I listened to Honor Killed the Samurai one time. But the reason why I really stopped listening to him, because I felt like every album was kind of like he was giving you the same sort of, not album, maybe not like subject material wise, but definitely the delivery, the cadence, the flow, the very sparse, like low fidelity kind of beats. And it's kind of crazy because he said that that's why he never really went on drums, because his voice is already kind of like dark and raspy, so you can't like it. To paraphrase, he kind of felt like his voice wasn't standing out against boom bap type beats. That's why he went to like drumless. But if you listen to like Ironworks or Grief Pedigree, I feel like his voice was really well. I just think he just needed somebody like a good engineer or something like that. And obviously, Ka's another DIY artist. Like, I feel like one of the most original DIY artists, from the album covers, the production, the music videos, were all done by him. The only one I feel like really close to that next to him would be like Rock Marciano, but Rock had his music videos done for him. Like, everything Ka did was like by him. And so I don't know, it's just when now I really understand like the impact that has like of an artist, because when you're younger, like, you really don't know how you're figuring it out. You're just like, wow, you really salute it. But now, as an artist, like, doing basically kind of like the same sort of things, it's really like, wow, like, Ka was really doing his own thing. And I kind of don't want to get bummed out. I was super bummed out when I learned of his passing, because I felt like I didn't give Ka like the recognition he deserved, because I felt like, being younger, I felt really fucking stupid about some of the views. And even now I feel like fucking dumb for some of the views I have, like whether it be whoever I influence, and not feeling like I get the respect or just due from certain things that I do. But with him, I commented like on, I don't know what it was, I forgot what music video it was, but years ago, like maybe around 21, 22, I put, oh, like, Ka stealing my flow now, and no one ever engaged with it, no comments, no likes or anything like that. But when I remember thinking, and this is like going back to the stupid shit like months ago, maybe I should take that down, you know what I mean? If you listen to his fucking, what the fuck was that? If you listen to his music and shit, it's not really, if you listen to his flow, we're very different. He kind of has that, like, it kind of starts fast, like, somewhere in the dark, kind of upon the thought, and son of man, and then he kind of goes slow, versus like with me on like what I felt like he took the Mona Lisa flow, where I say, study arts, my hollow pointed thoughts dart across the charts, and smart remarks, get your carcass mopped while your car's in park. Like, that was like real, you could kind of tell like when people copy the cadences just from like the syllables and the way they piece up their rhymes. But like, just because you say like maybe the first two lines of your flow like the same, it doesn't, to me that doesn't really count. So I felt super like, what the fuck, dude. But the thing that I felt good about, that wasn't good, but I had emailed him in 2015 when I was, I think I had just did my first mixtape. Yeah, and I was working on like a bunch of music, and I hit him up and I did this crazy long email. Like, I gave him like a fucking Mino essay to read, and it was like, bro, like, Grief Pedigree is like one of the greatest albums of all time. This is when like I was bumping Ka like nonstop. Like, Ka was the only rapper I was listening to, and Sean Price. And I always forget, like, that's when people be like, who are your favorites or who are your influences? It's hard, bro, because it always changes. It's always like I get in phases, whether I was in my CNN Mobb Deep phase, boot camp phase, Bruiser Brigade phase. Like, they all come in waves like that. But Ka was like a standout for sure artist, that him and Rock too were just like incredible artists to come out and really made me look at my music and how to rhyme and piece up and produce differently. So I emailed Khan. I said, yo, Grief Pedigree is one of the craziest albums. You know, something about, you know, I would like have my kids listen to it, and it's just one of the greatest albums of all time. And he like, I forgot verbatim. I don't remember what he said, but he said something real short and real like, just like his rhymes, bro. Like he gave me like one line, and that was like one line that I needed. You know, had everything I needed. And he said something like peace, brother Jay. Something like, I'm glad the music influences you or is heavy or something like that. Like, I'm glad the music touched, like you feel the music like that, you know. And he said peace and blessings on your journey, and that was it, you know. That's crazy, bro. I don't like for him to reach out in the emails, and then like a dickhead, I wrote him like, I responded to that and I put like, yeah, man, like another long ass email, like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Like, thank you so much for hitting me up or some shit like that. And I put, working on this album, and I would like your permission to sample you on the interview you did with Out the Box TV or some shit like that. It's on YouTube. It's like it's like the first interview he ever did. And I sampled that for Picasso Matisse. The song is called Words from Ka. And he's basically saying, so Picasso Matisse, for those who don't know, was just an album where like we try to, so like around the same time West Side Gun, he was saying his shit was art. And I had always been a graffiti writer, so I was like, well, no shit, like, fool, this is like this is your lane, like, you know what I mean? This is like fucking what better artist to do it than me, like to put the grimy shit with the boom baps, with the actual art for the cover. The cover is actually a Francis Bacon painting that I just put, you know, Picasso Matisse on, and that was the album cover. So I sampled the part where he's like, Sistine Chapel wasn't built in a day, or how fast you could do it. The shit took years. And that's how we looked at his music. Like, there's no fucking time limit to music or how fast you could do it. It's just like, you take your time with it. And I didn't even get really that then, but there was just some cool shit to sample for the album. And he didn't respond. Because I emailed him, you know, if we could sample it. He didn't respond. So there's certain things that I already know. Like, I already get like how my personality could come off to people and shit like that. So I'm like, you know, it's funny, like when people be like, oh, this fool's like, when they first meet me, like, oh, he's obnoxious, he's this, he's that. Like, I don't bother. It feels so bomb outside, yo. I'm about to fucking go to sleep right now. I don't disagree with it. I could see how a lot of people could be like, this fool is full of himself. But like my commie said, I'd rather be full of myself than full of shit. So just to kind of like wrap it up, I was really sad about Ka passing, but it's like, you know what? He was a fucking firefighter, a captain at that. Fucking the music shit. He did everything. Like, he did everything he was here for. You know what I mean? And what death is never like a celebration. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, unless like you're like, I don't know, Gaddafi or something, then everybody's parading in the streets with confetti. But you know what I mean? If you're like a really beloved figure in the culture, there's no like, oh, we're happy this fool's gone, you know, and not that, you know, I should have, you know, have more respect for Ka, you know, forgive me, but like, oh, he's like gone, like everybody should fucking raise a glass and shit. But why not? You know what I mean? Everyone has to go someday. I'm a firm believer in God takes you when it's your time, and God's seen everything in your life. So it's like, he, in my opinion, I don't know, I never met him, I never, you know, whatever, right? I don't know what he had going on in his life, but what I can tell you is he affected a lot of people, a lot of great people. And if you looked on like social media, there wasn't one person who didn't say pretty much what I said. Like, words can't even do it justice. This dude was like one of the illest, one of the most coolest fucking artists of all time. There just wasn't one person that there wasn't anybody that has anything bad to say, and I think that's dope. I think that's something I want, to where it's just like, you know, I don't want anybody saying like, oh, that fool was a dick, he, you know, yada yada yada. There are gonna be people who say shit like that. Fuck those people though. Jesus Christ. I should have did this more earlier in the day, or had a coffee before or something, man. I try not to drink coffee though on my days off. But yeah, rest in peace to Ka, one of the illest. Like, we really lost like a real one, like the Fifes, the whoever it be, man. He's just really up there with some of the greatest people of all time, artists of all time. And like Guru, Jam Master Jay, just so many of them that just left when they were early. Like, some could say they were barely getting into like the pinnacles of their careers. But sometimes that shit just happens where it's like, you know, what can you do? Like, really, what can you do? It's sad, but I think that's where the celebration of death should come in. It's like they came in, they shook shit up, and then they bounced. Like, that's dope. I don't want to be old and decaying and fucking on life support. I really don't, bro. To be honest, if I were to pick whether to lose my mind like my grandma with the dementia shit, or like die dramatically and have my life cut short, I think I'd rather pick the latter. And I don't know if that's crazy to say, and you know, I mean, knock on wood, that shit don't happen too quick. But you know, I see my grandma now. Just a quick update on my grandma. She's like, she's gone. You know, you ever see those movies or shows where the grandma's like just watching TV and she's like completely out of it? And they're like, oh, you're back. Like, you know, and they're just like, oh, okay, have fun. And you're like, oh, grandma, I'm going to go fucking smoke some crack. Oh, okay, dear. You know, like, that's kind of like where my grandma's at. My grandma's just like fucking in like the shadow realm or something. Like, oh, actually the shadow realm's kind of negative, but she's just like in like Candyland with it. It's super hard, bro. It's super hard to be to watch that, and then like, how like can somebody go through that and be like cool with it, you know, like fucking wow, you know. That could be me. It could be my mom, it could be my kids, it could be whoever it is. I think dementia and Alzheimer's is hereditary, so it's like the fact that, and it's in both of my parents, so if both my parents get that shit'll fuck me up forever, dude, for real. That shit'll be, I mean, it already kind of like, because like, you know, my grandma Paco, she was like a lot like my mom, but she's not like far out there like my other grandma, Abuelita Lola. My grandma Paco's pretty solid compared to my other grandma. So, you know, that's why it hits more home, because my grandma would, you know, whip my ass when I needed it, fed me, you know, took me in, all that. You know, I've talked about this before. I love her to death. And it's like, I'm yawning fucking, I don't know how, the 6th time in a row and shit, and I don't know, fucking 10 minutes. I don't know if I should take my jacket off. I've been losing more weight. And what's so crazy is I've only been eating 2 hours. On my work days, I only eat 2 hours out of the day. And then on my weekdays, I eat pretty much whatever I want. I say that like if I'm eating like Dunkin' donuts, you know, cheeseburgers and chili cheese fries and like cakes and all that. And yeah, I do eat sweets and pretty bad and shit, but I don't eat too far from what I eat my regular work week. And this is how I know like I need to like change my diet up, because I'll eat like a good amount of chicken or turkey, but then I'll like follow that with a whole bunch of carbs and sugar, and that is completely what you should not do, because your body's like, you know, in the 24 hours, your body's gonna need something to work with, and you just overloaded with candies and shit. It's just not a good look. So I try to just knock out my protein early. That way, if I come back with, I do overload my body with all that bullshit, it's like not too much, my body has like the fuel it needs to work with. But still, I mean, I wouldn't recommend this with anybody. It's very taxing on your body at first. You get used to it like with anything, but I just wouldn't recommend it. I would definitely try to look for alternatives or whatever works for you. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm only eating 2 hours, it's not by choice. Like, oh, I have all this mental discipline. I kind of do, but I wake up, I go for my walk. By the time I'm showered and shit, it's 12. So I start eating. Sometimes, guys, I eat for like an hour. Like a lot of the times, I only eat for like an hour and an hour and a half, maybe, because I gotta cook and shit. So that really puts me at 12:30, 12:45, and then I have like my cup of coffee like at 2. So it's like really an hour and some change. I'm eating and shit, and I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. The homies are like, you're fucking gonna atrophy and all that shit, and I don't know how true that is. I mean, I've been on this shit for a while now. I've been on this schedule for this diet for, I wouldn't even say a diet, but on the eating schedule for like months now, and it's like I'm 200, and the last time I weighed myself, which was like the other day, was 223 pounds. Maybe it was yesterday I weighed myself. I think I did. It was 223. It's like one of my favorite numbers. I can't even remember the last time I was 223 pounds. I know when I was like, I want to say in 7th grade, I want to say like I was like $180. But it's crazy because at the end of my freshman year, I was like 280. So to think that I gained like 100 pounds within like 2 years is fucking crazy. Or like close to 3 years is really crazy. Yeah, like there was a time I was gaining like 30 pounds a year. And I remember when I went to the doctor, like he showed me the graph and my weight was just going up, like like not like gradual, like spiking. You know what I mean? Like 30. And the doctor was like, yo, bro, like look at your weight. Like, he didn't tell, I mean, he was telling my dad, but he was like, yo, bro, like your son is over, like I don't know what you're feeding him or whatever, but this fool's like getting big, and I remember seeing a nutritionist, and they were breaking down like, okay, this is a box of cereal, but this box has like whatever 6 servings. That don't mean you eat the whole box, or like chips, like you got a whole bag of chips. That don't mean you eat the whole fucking bag of chips. That means you eat like 1 serving. So basically they were just trying to like cut the portions down, and like they showed a plate of food and like what your body needs, like broccoli, whatever, beans, rice, like your rice, your grains, your vegetables, your meat, and I remember thinking, like looking at the plate being like, yo dog, this is like an appetizer, this is like before the 3-course meal, bro. Like I don't know how you guys are gonna expect me to like be on this shit, but it really boils down to like your parents, I feel like, and like your diet. With me growing up, it was kind of like, it was either whatever my grandma cooked, or like whenever, my dad or my parents would take us out to eat, it was always like kind of like sub bougie shit, like In-N-Out or BJ's and shit like that. And those have always been like, you eat like on a Good Friday, you know what I mean? Now it's kind of like you can eat that whenever you want. In-N-Out, at least. Oh shit, I'm shining out all these brands. I'm sorry. So whatever, I was just used to eating good here and there. Not all the time, but there was a time where it would be like every week we would go to In-N-Out. Sometimes, oh my God, here we go. Sometimes twice a week we would eat really bad. And, my dad he's growing up, he was kind of always unhealthy too. Like I think my dad, the biggest he got was 315. I was 336 at my biggest. he lost a grip of weight. He went down to 215. I think once he hit 100 pounds down, he was like, that's it. You know, I ballooned to 336, but now I'm 223. So it's like I'm 113 pounds down, but I don't plan on stopping. Like, I want to lose more weight and like have like a big stomach and like, you know, fucking chi-chis and everything, pause. But like, that's all like weights and shit. I just do cardio. That's the biggest thing I'm gonna like, I know I'm gonna have to like really look out for, because I'm trying to transfer out of where I'm working at currently. And with that work schedule, you thought I was gonna end the episode, weren't you? I'm working like rigorously, and I'm only in like 2 hours out of the day. I'm gonna have more time to eat and like less, because they literally call our shift the slave shift, because of like the amount of work that we do compared to other divisions. Like, you like work with someone else and all that. Over there, they want you dolo. They want to see what you could do by yourself. So the advantage of that is I'm gonna go to another division with already like a workhorse mentality, instead of one of these other levas. If they transfer there, oh man, they'd be like miserable, you know, because it's very strenuous work. And it's not like, oh, the younger guys are doing it. It's everybody, you know, the older fools, the younger fools, me. So that's why I'm kind of like thinking of everything about dieting and eating now, because it's kind of like I want to have that, the discipline, the diet and everything ready, lined up. So when I do change shifts, I could just focus on working out here and then fucking, not have to worry about, oh, did I get my exercise? Because I'm doing most of my workout, a lot of it actually, like 3/4 of it at work. You know, fucking, I'm pretty much, all I'm doing is like a lot of shoulders and shit like that. But like, my shit is all, like my back and shit is all fucked up, because you're in like cramps, like spaces and shit when you like sweep and mop. So it's kind of like, it's hard to fucking have like good posture. You know, when you work out, you're supposed to have good posture and everything like that. If you're working out like all, like, you're gonna hurt yourself. And that's what basically I'm doing every day, is like I feel like I'm hurting myself because of the strenuous work, and it's not proper. Like, if I like straighten my back and I mopped and shit, I could do it. But like, you know, you got to get under the fucking seats and all this other shit. So it's just very, very not really that possible to do, but I'm still trying to do it. The new camera I got, obviously, as you can see my beautiful face and all that shit. It takes up a lot of space in the computer, so I think I'm gonna just do like a fucking 38 minute. At 38 minutes, I'm gonna cut it. But I had so much shit to talk about. I had a whole bunch of shit. Dog. So I was doing a Pomona Loud last night. Pomona Loud. I had a grip of fools there. Fun time. Shout out Cruz. They had the Halloween party thing. She dressed up as like fucking Smokey the Bear. It was cool. Gave her a donation. We were chilling. I performed Hypnotic. Shout out to Zika Bits. And they had the I think her name's Melissa, but she was doing tarot readings. I didn't get one last night, but last week I want to say last week, I think it was, you know, I'm very like, I want to see it to believe it, but then I want to see it again. You know what I mean? I gotta see it. Two times is the charms, or whatever the fuck it is. So I'm like, yeah, let me get a tarot reading. And literally when she flipped the cards, I was like, oh my God, dude. And like, there's some people that don't really believe in tarot, but I believe in it all. Like, I believe in everything, which is crazy. Like, the only thing that I don't really believe in is reincarnation. But then I always, like, there's this chick that I still love, and I feel like I met her in a past. Like, I literally said it in the song, like, I feel I met you in a past life. You know, I really feel like we've done this dance already, you know, in some sort of variation. So maybe it's just like you're like two souls, or shout out two souls, but two spirits, two flames. I don't think we're twin flames, but it's just kind of like I feel like the deja vu or the fucking I've been here before, or like when I was in Cancun or Chichen Itza and fucking I was there, I felt like this is home. Like I literally feel my ancestors and all that. Like this is where, like this is home. Like this don't really feel, even though this kind of technically still is Mexico, like just not on paper and shit. Like this is where like the top of Mexico was type shit. But really, when you go down over there to the pyramids, you're like, this is where our ancestors and our past loved ones walked the same streets and everything like that. That's what blows my fucking mind about Mexico is like, because I got family from the north and the south, so it makes me feel like, okay, all of Mexico is my home. What was I talking about? The past lives and shit. Oh, tarot reading. So with the tarot shit, it blew me away because one of the cards that she threw down was literally a logo design that I had just sent to the homie Pasm, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And let me look at the photo. I'm not gonna post the photo so you can see, but okay, the Eight of Wands. I got the Eight of Wands, which is basically, I said that in A Nightmare on Riverside Drive. You know what? I never released that song. I released the beat, but not the song. That's the one where I'm like, and I ain't never seen it, how you put it on a record. I'm a record reckless on the boards. We skipping checkers. Breath is fucking off for breakfast. Texas toaster cars with weapons. I keep the gear the freshest. Suede up over navy textures. Baby girl, you see that I'm just trying to get with you. Dinner for two. Swimming in pools of love. Do a gangsta needy. I do my dirt. I do my dirt just cause it's easy. Breezy's in my cheesy wheezy fucking whatever the fuck I said, right? But I said skip the deck of cards to the Eight of Wands, and I got that. I got the Eight of Wands, and I don't want to give you the whole, I mean, does it even really matter? I got the Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and I got like, I think it was like 3 different decks. That's how I know this shit is real, because you could bend the cards and all that and bullshit a reading to somebody, but this chick used 3 different decks and they all pieced up. Basically, what the reading was, it was like, you're like a kid at heart. Just being you fucking is like what's good for the world. Just surrender to the divine. Just basically what I got is like, keep doing you. Don't worry about everything, and you're on the right path. Just keep doing you. And it blew my fucking mind because I'm such a control freak. I'm such a like, it needs to happen my way, that I freak out when shit just like doesn't happen the way I think it should. And fucking this reading basically is what I needed to just be like, yo, just chill, bro. Like, you're good. You're literally doing everything right. Just fucking relax. Today, I thought I needed to get Presley his fucking renew his Presley, come here. We'll put you on camera real quick, boy. Come here, all the way. Come here, let's put you on camera. Let's see how you look. For the first time, baby, we'll see Preston Lee. Come here, boy. Let's gotta go look at that. Look at this. So beautiful. Hey, don't do that. So beautiful. So look, buddy. I'll tell you a story. So look. So today, we went to renew the license, right? The fucking thing. Oh, it kind of sounds far away, doesn't it? Fuck. Well, this is Presley. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. But look. Let me tell you. So look, boy. So today, I go over, and when I go over to fucking Pomona, there's literally all the traffic in the world that can happen. People are cutting me off. There's fucking lanes closed. They closed the freeway. The biggest bullshit of all fucking time. It took me 40 fucking minutes to get to Pomona, which is only 2 cities over. It's a 20 fucking 5-minute drive at most with traffic. right? I was so pissed. I was like, literally, this is some fucking bullshit. I'm there, right? I get to the Humane Society, and I asked them, yo, I'm here to renew his license. They're like, his license is renewed already. And I'm like, but you guys fucking mailed me the thing that he needed to renew his license. They're like, no, you should have got that already and all that. And I'm like, my fucking sister. Beautiful. My sister doesn't even communicate. That's the thing. Like, the biggest thing with my sister is just like, she doesn't communicate with with us, right? And with a lot of like, with some other people in the same, I'm like so ready to fucking explode on not only her, but like everything else. Because my sister is one of those, like, she'll only call you when she needs something. She'll only call my dad when she needs something with her car or some bullshit. You know, whatever the fuck it is. And that's just like, that shit don't fly, bro. You can easily come to visit the house. Like, fuck me. You don't gotta visit me. Visit the house, bro. Say what's up to Pops. You don't even want to do that. What the fuck? Some people, the way they think and their whole perspective just blows my fucking mind, bro. So I'm at Pomona. Fuck all that. I'm in Pomona. I'm like, wow, I really came here for nothing. And they're like, yeah, you know, next time you could just give us a call. And I want to tell the bitch, I did that before. And okay, right? So these bitches don't know what they're talking about either. So I go, after that.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.